Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. 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 Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody.
Hari Om, Swamiji.
Hari Om, Hari Om. Yesterday, we were very happy to receive an email from one of the devotees who are participants. And she wanted some clarification on two aspects. The thing is, she was able to complete these 11 days with the immense love and grace of Papa. In quest of God, Parayanam was done for 11 days. This happened at a stretch, without hurdles, all because of his push behind my activities. I am humbled by the love showered on me. Lots of points came up from my sadhana, including our outlook about not so good looking animals like pigs, etc. Papa has not left anything. Every page, every word seems like a lesson to be learned in different situations, including management principles, as a leader when your subordinates do not cooperate. In the next few days, I will write down the points for further learning. I need an understanding of points given in 85 and 131. Ramdas does not speak. The context is, on one occasion, a certain friend came up especially to have a discussion with him on a religious point. His first question was, "Who are you?" "I am Ramdas," was his simple reply. "No, you speak a lie here," retorted the friend. "You are Ram himself. When you declare you are Ramdas, you do not know what you say. God is everywhere and in everything. He is in you, and so you are He. Confess it right away." True, dear friend, God is everywhere. But at the same time, it must be noted that God is one. And when He is in you and everywhere around you, may I humbly ask to whom you are putting this question? After reflecting for a time, the friend was driven to say, "Well, I have put the question to myself." This reply was given as a desperate attempt to reconcile his first contention. If he would say that the question was put to Ramdas, there was a clear sense of duality accepted by the disputant himself, I and you. As a matter of fact, put in Ramdas, Ram does not speak. The moment he speaks, he is not Ram. Speech creates always a sense of duality. The speaker and the man spoken to. Ram is one and indivisible. It is sheer ignorance for man, whose ego is a great obstruction for his complete realization of the oneness of God, to say that He is God. What Papa would have meant, in the first article, the first, not the page, the chapter begins, Ram. When he introduces the word Ram, he says, Ram is a subtle and mysterious power that pervades and sustains the whole universe. Birthless and deathless is he. He is present in all things and in all creatures who only appear as separate entities due to their ever-changing form. So he is the static. So here Papa what meant was, he is a static, the mysterious energy. When that energy passes through individuals, they become individuals. So in expression, the light comes from the bulb. It is an expression. But the moment it goes back to electricity, that electric power, let us start thinking. So we feel Papa would have meant that by Ram, it should be very clear that is the energizing, the pulsating, motivating, activating, the base power. That base power is one and the same. At that level, there is no thought level, so there is nothing to separate between you and me. The moment it starts expressing, expressions become different. That's why he says, he is present in all things and in all creatures who only appear as separate entities. The moment the expression comes, they are separate entities. Duality comes. It has got a beginning, it has got an end. All expressions. But this is birthless and deathless. Modifications, what we call as creatures. Everything has got a beginning and an end. So when he says it is birthless and deathless, you should know it is a principle. It is the mysterious power. The moment he speaks, he is not Ram. He is the expression of Ram. We should be very careful. God is behind us. Even this very, very word we utter, He is behind us as the mysterious power. Bereft of that power, I don't exist, agree, but I am an expression of it. Only when they reach that merging state, that Aham Brahmasmi state, then all these arguments will not be there. No? We don't have to say that, but during ecstatic moments, expressions like that also come. Even in Papa's, music we find. Many a time that will come to give us the height to which he has been raised by Ram. So for us, the easy way to understand is, Papa here means the Ram by static power, that mysterious power, which is behind, which is in everyone. There can't be any separate entity. The next one, slave is a slave because he is free. The former was explained on take 10 by Papa, making me to go through the introduction of separate. So the slave is a slave because he is free. So when you remember when we are children, for anything and everything we depend on our parents. But we are free enough. At the same time, we are dependent on them. You can say we are a slave, but a slave is a slave who is free in that sense. So when we know that God is our parent, guiding us, taking care, looking after us, no doubt we have no individual will. In that way we can say we are slaves. But at the same time, the moment we feel that we are what we are because of Him, then we are free. The so-called sense of individuality will not carry the burden of life. Then, okay, that's what I think. So we were very happy that it has triggered, it has triggered a moment where we try to go. As we said, in quest of God, whatever we get is only a comma, comma, comma. Again we go through, we will be able to unearth. Not a full stop, not a full stop. So that first we have to read and understand. Suppose we again start from chapter number 1, he will give us a lot of new dimensions. Because it comprises, it encompasses everything. The more we go deep into it, whatever is to be known is there through so many episodes, so many expressions, simple and innocent, not very tall talk. But they convey. Again and again when we read, with that, we enjoy. Now the question is, it is to be shifted to our life. So the 11 days when Mataji wanted us to do that, she wanted us to imbibe into ourselves the theme. So when what am I to do? Reading and reading and reading, then slowly, it opens up. In the first reading we may not, second reading we may not, third reading we may start looking for that which tallies with my experience. That which tallies with my test. God has been giving us the test. So how Papa tackled the test and where I am, only I know. Oh, I should have thought about like this. Then I know. This is how, slowly I am giving a new interpretation, new meaning for all those experiences. At that time it did not strike. We can take it, this could be the second stage. So first we read, then we try to understand the test given to Papa by Ram, and then we see the test given to us, which we did not know that it was a test. And this is a process through which we slowly try to make it our own. So that hereafter, when God gives us, or God places us through again some more tests, we will not react the way in which we have been reacting. We may not be able to completely bring those values or react on those values, but you will find mysteriously, Puja Swamiji used to say, whenever any problem comes or anybody says, don't react immediately. And he says, you chant 10 times or 3 times of Ram Nam, so that, the mind gets balanced again, and viewing it not in a perturbed way, but viewing it in a calm and quiet way, in a tranquil way. And you will find that the reaction will be totally different. The tone will be different. So the third reading or fourth reading, we will try to jot down. Every point we cannot. Some points may be there. That is why he prompted us to suggest what should be, while reading, what are the points that we have to look for. Just general guidance. There may be so many other points also, but we need some guidance in the initial stages, But we should not forget this. Whatever we are reading, whatever we are hearing, whatever we are doing manana, it is for making it a reality in our life. Virat Papa has completed his mission. We have to eke out the maximum from it, Siddhanji Maharaj's quotation. This is very important, very important. Please note. Daily life is an opportunity provided for us to exercise the spiritual dimension gained during our inner studies, reflection, japa and meditation. We attend all these programs or some of the programs. That is one aspect. What is more important is, he is giving us a feel now in the form of our life, and he will put up a lot of challenges. We may be thoroughly shaken off. But the inquest of God comes and stands before us. Hey, wait, before you react, wait. So this is a field given to you to see whether whatever we have developed the sankalpa during our spiritual exercise, whether it is becoming a reality. Otherwise, what will happen? In Malayalam, there is a word, Ellum Pacheri. You know, the till and raw rice, white. When they are mixed, it will always be separate,
We don't mix together.
We don't mix together. Ellum Pacheri Puri Indallo. In spite of our joining, in spite of our doing so many things, there will be, during those periods, I was religiously attending everything. The moment I come back, anything happens, I shout. I find fault with it. There is no change in me. Absolutely, there is no change in me. So this is called Ellum Pacheri, till and raw white rice. So it should not be. That's why here he says, daily life is an opportunity provided for us to exercise the daily life, exercise the spiritual dimension gained during our inner studies, reflection, japa and meditation. It is a testing ground. So that each day our progress is really ours. We have made it our own by testing it, proving it, possessing it. Just like when we learn cycling, then cycling, we don't need a cycle to remind us. Cycling, the balance will be with us. Anything that we have learned, when we applied our mind, when we have made it our own, it stays with us. Whenever it is needed, it comes and helps us, including the usage of language, anything, Suppose we are a farmer or a gardener, what is to be done next? Automatically comes. Because we have been trying, doing in our life. Automatically. Svabhavastu pravartate, Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita. Na kartrutvam, na bhoktrutvam, lokasya srijati prabhu, na karmavala samyogam, svabhavastu pravartate. I am not doing anything. It's by svabhava it does. So that svabhava, of automatic. It should become. That is why even when the Mahatmas behave in such a loving way, inspiring way, they are not even aware that they are loving. They are not aware that they are inspiring people because it has become their, what do you call it? Natural for them. It has become natural for them, which they are not aware. So this is what is meant here. It's a testing ground so that each day our progress is really ours. We have made it our own by having tested it, proven it, possessed it. Until it has been tested and proven, it is not our own. It does not become a part of us. This is what most of us it happens. We have a lot of knowledge, a lot of biographies of many Mahatmas, what they have done. Why Mahatmas? Any good thing, we would have definitely heard. It must have given us some joy. But then what happened? Then suddenly we remember, the Papa says in the first, when he introduces Ram, that article, the sacrifice is the touchstone, spiritual progress. Sacrifice. So we take it, suppose we put it as a course of studies. Sacrifice is the examination, final examination. When it comes to that, do I sacrifice for the sake of others? It can be a possession. It can be your own concepts. It can be your own preferences, priorities, rights and wrongs. So we remember one incident. Of course, it is at the physical level, okay. But it will give us, then let us see how we enjoy it, and then later on, when it comes to us, what do we do? The litmus test of spiritual progress is sacrifice. A little boy sat with his parents in their cozy home. He said to his mother, "Mama, you have the kindest, prettiest face in the world. I wish I could look at it forever." As he uttered these words, his glance fell on her hands. They were twisted out of shape, badly deformed. "Why, Mama, yours must be the ugliest hand in the world. I can't bear to look at them." The father took the little boy on his knees. "Let me tell you a story," he said gently. "Once upon a time, there was a little baby who was sleeping peacefully in his cradle when the cradle caught fire." "What happened to the baby?" asked the boy. "The nurse who was supposed to take care of the baby ran away in alarm." The father continued. "But the mother saw the fire, rushed to save the baby. She found that it was impossible to lift the baby through the surrounding flame without hurting him. So she bet the fire out with her own hands. Her hands were badly burnt. It took months before they could heal. Even then, they were left badly scarred." "What a brave mother!" the little boy exclaimed. "Do you know who she was?" Father asked. "She was your mother. Her disfigured, scarred hands were the ones that saved your life," said the father. The little boy turned to his mother with tears, touched her eyes, kissed her hands again and again. "Mommy, these are the prettiest hands in the world," he said through his tears. Indeed, there is nothing more beautiful than a mother's love. So when we say sacrifice, when we hear this, it touches our heart. Anyway, we are reproducing it. In the next month's vision, you will find this. God is teaching us, to make this is sacrifice. Sacrifice is not something, you just give whatever you have. Sacrifice yourself for the sake of the welfare of others. That means there is no otherness between you and her. She became one with the child, so it did not matter what will happen to her. Now, having heard, having done this manner, when it comes to our Lord, God will give us tests. What do we do? Only we know that, no? If we are back to our own, keeping everything as ours, and just start reading it and, exposing like this, what is the real purpose of it? Will it have any impact? So that is why Siddhanji Maharaj says, this is a satsanga, this is a reflection, manna. It should become a part of me. Otherwise, there is no use. Practically, there is no use. We will be able to say, Papa, in some other ways, you may know so many things, you may have a good language to perform, you may have the dexterity to perform, but that is of no use if you have not developed love. Love for all in the heart. So this is something, Papa was given this test. Whatever he was able to form his opinion. Yesterday, we happen to know that even from an old edition of Life of Ramakrishna, we happen to go through, under the chapter of Narendranath, how he has used the word void for the great reality. Papa, according to Passage to Divinity, Chandrasekhar Rao has written that during that struggling period, 20 to 22, he was also, God saw to it that he goes through the works of Swami Vivekananda, Swami Ramakrishna, and Yoga Vasishtha. So till day for yesterday, we were under the impression that the void concept, great void concept, would have come from Yoga Vasishtha. But yesterday when we went through that, where Narendranath, Vivekananda also says about his experience, the first experience, in his second visit, he brings out the word void. Did they leave that? No. Because when we now go through the experience itself, it touches and kindles. But if I just keep on reading it, and again quoting so many, it will be of no use. The hearer may get initially, some what you call intellectual joy. But after that we will forget, it doesn't stay with us. That means it has not become mine. So this is the struggle we should become aware while going through In Quest of God. The book In Quest of God brings out this truth through Beloved Papa's application of spiritual dimensions in every moment of his daily life. This is the most important lesson. No? Because he was able to see the intellectual knowledge he gained by reading the void, okay? And later on, unless it has become his own, he will not be able to express it in the first stage itself, when he was recollecting. Because later on we find every moment of his life translating this theme into his life. It is there. Every moment. So he is teaching us. Spiritual dimension is okay, Ramnam is okay, Bhajan is okay, Satsang is okay, Swadhyaya is okay, everything is okay. But when he gives you, tests you, when he puts you on the field, to what extent you implement, what do you call it? To what extent you have absorbed and you are reacting to the events and influences based on that. Only that person will know. Nobody else will know. Many of us may not express our differences to others openly, but mind it will be there. Nothing wrong. But whether prejudice is formed or not, immediately I should know I am being tested. So this is the one. Every day, before we go to the outpourings, the prompting comes, we should share something. So today, the sharing is intended on this. Actualizing the spiritual values facilitated to us by God through our daily life. We may fail, we may forget. But IQG will stand, in quest of God. Hey, what are you doing? So suppose you treat IQG as your norm, what do you call it? Watch and ward. Sentinel. So my reading, by 11 times reading, consciously reading, with this background, enable me to extend it whenever I am made to pass through. Whenever every moment you are made to pass through. Please, let it not become an academic exercise. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmaravyata. So at all times and in all places, fight the battle of life remembering me. That's what he says in Bhagavad Gita. Same thing. In quest of God, he says, whatever may be the situations, objects, persons, see me, see me, see me. So our prayer is, otherwise, bluntly speaking, as soon as the program is over, the me and mine comes back with its full force. There was a very a noble person, but still he is bringing out our views. In Malayalam, there is a tradition of rendering Mahabhagavat, Srimad Mahabhagavat, in 7 days, Bhagavata Saptaha. So he used to go to Delhi, and there is a Ayyappa temple there. But someone, we know him very closely, he used to attend. He was in Delhi at that time. So when we met him, after some days, he told us, yesterday, a few days back, the Bhagavad Saptaha was conducted by such a great Bhagavattama. And when everything, on the last but one day or last day, he said, well, I am telling that Lord is there at all times, Lord is taking care of us. If we hear His glories, we are free from all impurities. I have been telling this for so many years, but still I am there where I am. Tears were coming. So why are you, Lord, you are making me to say this, but why are you not making me feel that it has entered into my heart? It is a big eye-opener. That's a noble person. That means, like Papa, when we hear the outpouring, yesterday Sri Krishna was asking, why he still felt, So that means his purity, because they want A plus in everything, not in one out of 7 subjects. Suppose we have got A plus in 5, and the other one is only A. You know the difference between A and A plus, So still I can say that I am not fully A plus. So that kind of feeling, So when we hear that, even today we remember, this we must have, about 20, 30 years back, this dialogue took place. But it has gone so straight in our mind. Oh, we may be doing Ramnam, we may be doing Bhajan, we may be doing Swadhyay, we may be sharing thoughts, we may be quoting from here and there. So many things are happening. But only we will know whether the degree of purity we have achieved. Others will say so many things about us. Because of their love, Puja Swamiji used to say that love has got an act of exaggerating. Oh, you are this, you are that, you are that. Not that they are hypocrites. Love, when it has got a knack of exaggerating. So similarly, we should be very cautious. Spiritual aspirants, sadhakas should be cautious. Even when the person touched his throat, and immediately when it got cleared, then you are a Mahatma, you have got a supernatural power, something like that he said. Immediately Papa says, no, Ramdas does not possess any power. It is your own faith that has showed you. What has come from him goes back to him. So that sort of alertness should be there now. So in quest of God keeps on reminding of this. That's a very important point. Every day, whatever we are doing, are we stretching? Probably we feel Mataji would have meant by the time we reach the 11th, just like one of the devotees have written, no? So many commitments, so many inner commitments, it's not inner commitment, but we say that, so many convictions, it's come out. I must do this, I must do this, I must do this. I should not slip away, I should not. That's a tangible gain, no? It cannot come from 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. So Mataji fixed it as 11. Why we are mentioning, it should not be, we also did 11 times. Apparently that 11 times did not then give us. Give us this, what you call, this probing deep into it. We did not know why we were asked to do it. But there was a strong, prompting. Otherwise, how can we do for 11 days? To sit for 3-4 hours at a stretch. There is something about which we were not aware. And Mataji was instrumental for this. But now we realize all those things were the contributory factors for now going very deep into the teaching. So keeping this in mind, that is, once again, daily life is an opportunity provided for us to exercise the spiritual dimensions gained during our inner studies, reflection, japa, meditation. Hari Om. Is it okay? They cannot say, no?
Yeah, okay.
Very good. Thank you. So they said daily life is an opportunity. This is very important, please. Very important. In quest of God, release us, free us from any conditions. I should complete this portion, that portion, nothing. Every day, IQG stands before us and says, did you apply this? Did you highlight this? This is what I stand for. So, daily life is an opportunity provided for us to exercise the spiritual dimension gained during our inner studies, reflection, japa and meditation. It is a testing ground. Daily life is a testing ground so that each day our progress is really ours. Otherwise what happens? Reading session is over. It is not become ours. We have made it our own by testing it, proving it and possessing it. Testing it, proving it, possessing it. Until it has been tested and proven, it is not our own. It does not become part of us. This is a great message of Bhagavad through IQG. Right from that 4th chapter onwards. Of course, not only in 4th chapter, right from the first introductory article to chapter number 1, 2 and 3 and later on. So many spiritual values are there. And now suddenly it comes to us that, when we see a conveyor belt, our baggage we are waiting, suppose we miss, again it will come, then we can take it. So 11 times means 11 times conveyor belt. Whatever I have missed this time, I can take it next time. That means this reading may not give me that, second reading might give. But I must know what to look for. Otherwise the conveyor belt will be going on, reading will be going on. What is more important is I should be looking for my suitcase, I should be looking for that which is needed from that reading. So this should be very clear, very clear. So with that, it's already 4:15. We will have some. So then we started listing baggages. We have got about 16 bags now. There would be many, but at least 16. The airport has permitted us to. The first baggage is understanding the great void. Like that we are listing, we will take it up one by one from tomorrow. Elaborately, we will go through that tomorrow, half an hour. But let us be very clear about it. It is not just viewing the baggage and taking it, possessing it of my own. Otherwise, it is there, it will be going and going and going. I will not be able to own it. It doesn't become mine. It doesn't become mine. Yeah, so with that background, we will go back for our usual sharing of Ramdas. All praise, all honor, all respect is for Ram. Because your speech, your act, your thought is all in the name of Ram, for the sake of Ram, prompted by Ram, acted by Ram, thought by Ram, listened to by Ram, all in Ram, by Ram, through Ram, on Ram, about Ram, for Ram, all Ram, 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 nothing but Ram. Om Shri Ram, Om, 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 Om. This is madness of Ram. It is a grand madness. Blissful, lightful, loveful, Ramful. No thought but of Ram. No work but of Ram. No talk but of Ram. Talk in Ram, work in Ram, thought in Ram, silence in Ram, sleep in Ram, dream in Ram. Ram is in everything. Everything is in Ram. Ram is everything. Everything is Ram. Om Shri Ram. Next, Ram is form. Ram has assumed form. Ram is with form. Ram is without form. Ram is being. Ram is non-being. Ram appears. Ram disappears. Ram knows. Ram knows not. Love and hate is in Ram. Light and darkness is in Ram. Bliss and pain is in Ram. Free from love and hate, light and darkness, bliss and pain, wisdom and madness, strength and weakness. Om, Om, Om. Ram, Ram, Ram. Peace, peace, peace. O Ram, thou art the point where love and hate meet. Thou art the point where love and hate meet. Light and darkness meet. Bliss and pain meet. Wisdom and madness meet. Strength and weakness meet. Om Shri Ram, thou art peace, stillness, unchangeable, unshakable, eternal, infinite, all-powerful, inconceivable, incomprehensible. Om, Om, Om. Dandvaditam, Triguna-rahitam, we say, Pratasmarami hridhamspurar atmatattvam satchit sugham Paramaham gatim tuliyam yatsvapna jagara sushuptim avedi nityam tadbrahma nishkalamaham nachabhuta sangaha brahmanandam paramasugatam kevalam jnanamurtim dandvatitam gaganasatrisham tattvamasyaadi laksham ekam nityam vimalam achalam sarvadi sakshibhudam bhavatitam triguna-rahitam sadgurum tam namami. All pairs of opposites he has listed. And he has made us to bring this photograph. Nowadays we find, Papa was giving to many, from many of the writings we find. He said, read a few slogas and repeat. Stotra. Because it contains everything, It is given to us in a capsule. Easy to remember. What do you call it? It may be difficult to remember the prose, correct. It will be difficult to remember the prose portion. One page you read, it will be difficult. But a poem or a song, a small piece, you will be able to remember. Even to Puja Swami Sachidanandaji, when he went to Rishikesh, he has shared this, but worth sharing. All these things should be repeated and repeated and repeated. The Papa wrote back with his blessings, but there he gives us so many points. He says, you know that your life is entirely dedicated to God. First one. As an aspirant, I should know. Feel conscious of this at every moment. My life is dedicated to Him, not for anything else. This thought itself will help you in realizing the goal. Do sadhana in a disciplined manner. Be regular in your early morning meditations. Mind will be so fresh, Avoid tamasic influences, either from within or without. Temptations, everything. That which we have now, at the moment, we have labeled it as negative or down-pulling or opposing. Those things are tamasic. So, avoid tamasic influences, either from within or without. Do not get involved in any external work, however exalted it may appear to be. Concentrate on the sadhana. Occasionally go and have darshan of Swami Shivanandaji. His company, even for a short while, will be a source of inspiration to you. Because there is a proven, Whatever we have read, whatever we are trying to understand, here is a testimony there in the form of a Mahatma. Keep before you the central truth that God dwells within you and that you are His manifestation. Let your mind always dwell on Him. Let Ram Nam ring on your lips whenever you are not doing any meditation or reading. You may reduce reading to the minimum. Learn by heart stotras that elevate your mind. That will be remembered again. Be free and cheerful like a bird and feel assured that the divine is at your back. You are sure to reach the goal. So many instructions packed in that particular letter. So stotras, Why we remembered, because he says now, all the pairs of opposites. Strength and weakness is now. Still Ram is beyond all these things. Love and hate is in Ram. Light and darkness is in Ram. Bliss and pain is in Ram. Wisdom and madness is in Ram. How to understand him? If love and hate is not in Ram, how will we know that it is love and hate? Unless it comes from within, So everything is there. The source is from Him. All pairs of opposites. But what happens is when it comes to expression, we have demarcated. Because we are doing it from the individual angle, and so we call it as Dandwas. When it is viewed from the universal angle, we will not name it as Dandwas. For example, one part of the world will be always luminous now, the other part will be in darkness. From this level, this is now daytime. For us, it is daytime. If I view it from the individual platform, it is only daytime. Suppose I raise to a higher level, universal level. Suddenly I find, we can mentally visualize that we are above this, and then we find one side is darkness, the other side is light. So this light and darkness, we say that from the individual standpoint. From the cosmic standpoint, there is nothing. At the same time, both are there. That's why he says, love and hate is in Ram. Light and darkness is in Ram. Bliss and pain is in Ram. Wisdom and madness is in Ram. Strength and weakness is in Ram. Rise beyond. Still Ram is beyond all these. Free from love and light. Still Ram is beyond all these. Free from love and hate. Light and darkness. Bliss and pain. Wisdom and madness. Strength and weakness. Om, Om, Om. Ram, Ram, Ram. Peace, peace, peace. O Ram, thou art the point where love and hate meet. Light and darkness meet. Bliss and pain meet. Wisdom and madness meet. Strength and weakness meet. Om Shri Ram. Thou art peace, stillness. Unchangeable. Unshakable. Eternal. Infinite. All-powerful. Inconceivable. Incomprehensible. Om, Om, Om. There are two ladders, love and hate, projecting from thee. O Ram, to reach thee, to climb up the ladder of love is used. To quit thee, to climb down, the ladder of hate is used. Love leads to unity. Hate leads to diversity. Unity is happiness. Diversity is misery. Therefore, O Ramdas, select the upward course of love that takes you to the ultimate peace, everlasting, eternal, which is Ram. When you quit Ram, hate leads you down to where you sink into pain, fear, death. Om Shri Ram. There are two ladders, love and hate, projecting from thee, O Ram, projecting from thee. To reach him, he has given two ladders. One going up, the other one going down. The other day, we remember animal man, man, God man. So we are in the we think we are in the man stage, not animal man. But the ladder is there to go up to God man. The steps are also there to go down and to become an animal man. There are two ladders, love and hate, projecting from thee. O Ram, to reach thee, to climb up, the ladder of love is used. To quit thee, to climb down, the ladder of hate is used. Otherness is there now. The other one is absence of otherness. Love leads to unity, absence of otherness. Hate leads to diversity, otherness. Unity is happiness, diversity is misery. Therefore, O Ramdas, select the upward course of love that takes you to ultimate peace, everlasting, eternal, which is Ram. When you quit Ram, hate leads you down, where you sink into pain, fear, death. Om Shri Ram. So this is another lesson, an implied lesson is there. After our various spiritual pursuit, when we come back and when we are alone, when this sort of exercise, this watching the outpourings, or talking to God within, or watching our own mind, this we should practice. This is also a part of spiritual exercise. where we become aware of the witness, where we become aware of the upper mind, where we become aware of the lower mind. So that we get more and more clarity what should be developed and what should be eschewed as a sadhana. Outpourings previously during his itinerant yatra he was resorting to solitude. There he mentioned he was chanting and meditating on Ram. Having gone through it, having tested it, experimented it, having proven it that it has become him, still he did not stop. At the gross level, everything will be right. We remember. Vinobaji used to say this. Muddy water, when it is kept in a safe place, where there are no disturbance, slowly you will find the mud gets settled down at the bottom and you will see the pure water on the upper side. So looking at it, suppose we feel it's pure water. It is just put a stick. What happens? It comes out. So similarly, all our experiences by stillness or so, it may become still. But still there may be, how will we know? When somebody touches, Through a thought, word, deed. Probably the physical touching may not do much harm. But one touch, when it touches your everything, self, ego, entire that pure water becomes again muddy water. That is why Papa is emphasizing this. Beautiful. So what peace, stillness. So there are two ladders. Ramdas, don't be proud. Consider that none is inferior to you in the world. All deserve to be treated with respect and love. Especially, this is addressed to everybody, but especially to those who are wearing this also. Even for fun's sake, he is gently warning. O Ramdas, consider that none is inferior to you in this world. All deserve to be treated with respect and love. Few more are there tomorrow, and then day after tomorrow we can complete it. And then, complete means complete that portion. Dwelling on the portion will be completed. But I don't think an interest of God will leave us so soon. Every time we thought, this will be, we can have and take up. No. I think it looks as if its grip on us is very, very firm. So, kindly remind ourselves again and again and again that Mataji meant this 11 times at a stretch, but in 11 days. It is with an idea to really go deeper, deeper, deeper into what for IQG stands. Day after tomorrow also we will take up. First we should know that what to look for, Conveyor belt, just have it in your mind. We have got now, at the moment, 16 packages there. Whether we are looking at it or we are taking one by one. That is the exercise day after tomorrow we are going to do. And taking it means it becomes mine. that part only, God alone should help us. The rest of the things we are doing it here. Yeah. Papa used to say, you struggle with the feeling that he makes you to struggle. As so long as we maintain an embodied individuality, we must do our own part, no Purushartha. But as a spiritual aspirant, one more dimension is there. You struggle with the feeling that he makes you to struggle. So taking the baggage from the conveyor belt, we are there, no doubt. But taking it and possessing it, he must help us. But let all these thoughts swell up in our mind. One thing is sure, he is leading us. He will not leave us. Let that assurance be there always. He is leading us. Otherwise, the way in which now everything is being arranged, something unique. Every day when we come and sit here, we have absolutely no idea. Some broad ideas may be there. Today we have to read this. But everything he gives us, he has given it in so many places, he makes us to get connected. So that means, we should know that we are being led by him. From inside as well as through inputs from outside. So let us take advantage of this wonderful opportunity he has given and take it with all seriousness. So ultimately everyone will take up 11 times reading. Whatever may be their outer limitations are there. And somehow or other, that is if that stage comes, we have first entered into the game. Otherwise we are still onlookers. We have to enter. We have to take part. At times we may win, we may lose. But that experience will ultimately make us to win. So far we have been onlookers now. We must enter into it. So, Ashram is planning, or we don't know, the Sankalpa is that we will have such a program in December. By that time, if the, quarantine business is stopped. If somebody comes from outside Kerala now, they have to be there for 14 days. Inside Kerala, they have lifted. So similarly, if they lift, it will be easy. If they don't lift, we will be requesting devotees to make a provision to sit here for 14 days also. So, and that 14 days will be used for these 11 days, in their own room probably. So limited, because suppose we have to cater, ashram has to take care of them. It will be difficult if there are so many numbers. So a limited number we will have, and we will experiment this, and in their own home they will try to go through for 11 times. If the situation, Papa, changes, then it can be done. Even then, everyone will do it only by himself. It is not that one reads and everybody hears. No. It is an individual sadhana, 100% individual sadhana. But probably it can be done in an open, that's all. Not necessarily in a particular room. The timing, everything we will sort it out. Ramnam will be there, ashram program will be there, Sharira Shama will be there. So all mixed together, we are trying to get a program, evolve a program by December, which will be made known to everybody by October or November. We are watching how Papa is going to take away these corona strictures. What is more important is let us prepare ourselves now that we are going to have 11 times reading at a stretch. That means every day we will be covering the reading. We will be noting down. We will be watching our own life and then the conveyor belt, should come to us. Whether it is becoming my own. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram